and welcome to the Claret and Blue podcast, live with John Townley. John, what you doing? What's happened?
Turkey flag out.
Yeah, save that. We're here today for another podcast. It's 6 o'clock on Thursday, the 27th of August. The Champions League draw is ended, I think, at least for Villa anyway.
I don't think it has. Yeah, I don't think it has.
So long that draw. We'll get into it in a sec. We've spent a lot of time chatting, John, over the last 24 hours. We did a podcast on Wednesday morning, and I've had many messages going back and forth saying, should we do another one? Should we do another one? What about this? Yeah. Should we react to that? And we've kind of kept our powder dry and said, no, we'll do one big, massive wrap-up on Thursday evening instead, and we can do the Champions League draw reaction as well. We chat a lot. You joined this call and went, and I went, save it. Forget it. Don't talk about it. Let's just save it. Was that big sigh of trepidation, nervousness, excitement about the Champions League draw, I presume?
Yeah, a little bit. I can't believe we're going back to Bruges. Just like, honestly, I said to the people I was watching with, don't know, I'm still waving the flag earlier. Like, I know it like the back of my hand now. I know how much the
where to avoid, where to go.
Local, yeah. It's €9.95. Like it's all there ready for me. So yeah, no, looking forward to that. Barcelona away ain't bad. Yeah, it's just the way to Barcelona and all of that. It works now. Finally.
Yeah, nice.
I think it's. To be honest, I don't know what to think of the draw. I just love a draw. It's just such a shame that when the button's pressed, it's all there. I do like it being prolonged. Yeah, and all the balls on the paper. And I said before we came on, I saw James Rushton tweeting, press the effing button.
Yeah, the draw. I mean, I'm about to say something that the obvious answer is football fans. Who's the draw for? Who wants all of that? We know it starts at 5. Yeah, and we kind of go out. It'll probably be R5. Yeah. It was after R5 when it started because we've got, given an award to Thierry Henry for Summit, giving an award to Marquinhos for Summit. David Villa talked to us about this. It's like, get on with it. No one cares.
They gave an award to Marquinhos for consoling Gabriel for missing a penalty. Yeah, like,
get on with it. Yeah,
I'm sure. I'm certain something that's probably more sportsman-worthy happened in the playoffs. Do you know what I mean?
Probably.
Just because in the final. And then what did Seferin say to Henry? That was like really awkward. He was like, "I spoke to this guy about you, and he said that you're a really nice person, but you're French." And he was like, "Yeah.
What the hell?
What? Yeah. They were trying to like cover it up. It's like, I'm sure you know what it means, like inside joke. I don't think it was.
What the hell, man?
Really hard with it.
Honestly, it was different though to the last time we were in it, right? I seem to remember. I mean, obviously with Villa were pot 4, so it was kind of like this, like, which one of Villa are in, and the teams reveal. Yeah. Was it always like all of pot 1 and then all of pot 2? Not different.
No. It was the same, but I think I said to you before, like the thing about the Champions League draw or the Europa League draw now is that we will be given all our opponents pretty much straight away, because like Real Madrid is like really boring. Here you go. And that's that. So yeah, but still, I mean, we had 4 teams that we didn't know of, if that makes sense. And I think the other 4 were flushed
rubbish teams, aren't
they? But no, so where are we going, or where did Villa go even? Bruges, Barcelona, Prague, and back to Istanbul, of course.
Yeah.
So to tick off the third. I mean, I'm sure there's the stadiums in Istanbul, but the main ones anyway, I assume, are Besiktas, Fenerbahce, and Gala. So yeah, we're going to tick off the Istanbuls, which, to be fair, is nice to do, to go back. I mean, the place is massive. I don't think I would be going back to Taksim Square unless everyone else is. But yeah, no, the draw itself was exciting, but it is a shame, I think, that we have PSG at home, if I can say that.
Yeah, so my kind of analysis, for want of a better word, is the 2 Turkish sides is like, okay, Bruges away again, Barcelona away, sexy, nice, like that. Paris at home, oh God, not again. And Dortmund, listen, it's a home game, so I'll be there, but you want that away, don't you? Like Yellow Wall.
Yeah, but I like that that's at home, though, at the same time.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's
a good
proper game. That and I just remember the North Stand's been obliterated. That's a shame.
Obliterated.
The structure's still there, I suppose. So, yeah.
Viking, by the way, they're quite a good one. They're like a novelty team, aren't they? Everyone will look at that and go, like, "Oh, Viking, oh, Norway, like, ooh,
Viking." Yeah, they'll be doing the row, which I think is quite cringe. But Dortmund at home, I think, is tasty. Fenerbahce at home, tastier, I think. And Prague away will be, there's quite a lot of
Yeah, good trips
experiences, should we say?
Yeah.
But yeah, I must say that when PSG came out at home, I lie actually. It was between PSG and Bayern, and I did think a little bit and thought, oh,
I almost text you because obviously we didn't. Sometimes we do like a draw reaction. We didn't bother for this one for various reasons, but it was Bayern and PSG left with an English team or two, and it's like, well, we can't have the English team, so pot one will be Bayern or PSG, and you know it in advance. And it's like, oh, we're gonna have a reunion with teams that we've played before.
I would say that I'd rather PSG than Bayern though, because I want to preserve that 1-0 and I want to remember that for what it was. Don't you?
I don't really mind.
Okay.
Enrique versus Emery again, kind of. We finally get one over on them, etc. But yeah, good draw, exciting stuff. Obviously, we don't know yet which order those games are going to be played in, or
it'll
when.
Either be
the fixtures of Saturday, I think they said.
I think they're planning for Saturday morning, but there's a chance it might be Friday night. I think so. Okay, people booking flights, be prepared on Friday night.
Okay,
but yeah, the odds are that it'll be Saturday morning. But yeah, that's when the fixtures will be known. So I don't think there's any kind of idea of who would be playing first or second, third, fourth, or in what order as well. Home, away, away, home. I don't know.
I mean, if any sponsors are listening, obviously Flixbus sent me and Kendrick to Istanbul. Kendrick's not here anymore, so it's only one flight now. If you do want to send me to Barcelona specifically, I would absolutely love to go there. I've got family in Spain, so I could kind of tie in a little holiday as well. A few days off work, go to the new camp.
I could be your tour guide for Bruges.
If it's a freebie, I'm up for that. But so if any sponsors are listening and want to send the Clark Blue podcast to Barcelona, please do get in touch. Just speaking of Kendrick very, very quickly, I had a call with him today and he wanted me to pass on his thanks to everybody for the messages and good best wishes. He says he can't reply to all of them because there's just so many. And I think, I don't know this for certain, but John, you and I spend so much time looking at screens, phones, WhatsApps, messages, meetings, etc. I think a bit of a digital detox maybe Matt is looking forward to kind of switching off a bit, so he doesn't want to get bogged down by replying to loads and loads of messages, of which he had many, I hear. But he did say, a bit like I'm his secretary, can I pass on a message of thanks for all the support, etc. So if anyone didn't see yesterday, Kendrick's no longer with the business, so no longer with the podcast. We announced that yesterday, and a lot of love for him, which was lovely to see. So thanks for that, on his behalf, basically. Okay, John, 8 minutes in, Champions League done. That's old hat. On to transfers, everybody's favourite topic, or maybe not favourite topic. I'm sure we said on the last episode that I've got transfer fatigue, and I think others maybe feel the same. I kind of want this window to be over, but understand it can't be over yet because we're still not ready. There still feels like quite a lot to do before the deadline on Tuesday evening. In terms of a podcast, it's like, what do we do? Do we cover this? There was a Grealish rumour last night. Do we jump on and cover that? And it's like, let's just see. It might be off by the morning. And here we are. And nothing seems to be happening on that. So we're kind of trying to get through these next few days, see where we are, get the squad set, play Arsenal, get to this international break, and then go from there. We are going to play one of those Champions League games before that break. And I really hope it's not Barcelona from a footballing perspective, because I think they batter us right now. Maybe get one of the easier ones out of the way if it works like that. So where are we with transfers then, John? What's the latest kind of wrap up? I've got a list of players. We're going to try and cover everything. The last time we talked, we had Ordonez on the thumbnail. That's now off. Should we start there? Lots has happened since our last episode.
Ordonez, yeah. Let's start with that then. Sorry, I sidetracked a little bit. So we reported yesterday when Palace came in from the reason why he won't be going to Villa now, and the move to Palace, by the way, isn't finalised or done. That's also subject to a medical, and if they're happy with the situation, Villa weren't entirely comfortable with it, should we say. I assume they've had more information or something in the last 48 hours or whatever period that's cast doubt over their feeling towards this transfer. It's not a situation that Ordonez has picked Palace over Villa or anything like that, and it wouldn't be. Of course, it wouldn't.
Is the deal better if Palace offered Bruges more money than us, or better?
No, I'm not totally sure, but at the same time, you'd be talking minimal amounts. Villa, if they don't want to proceed with the player, Palace also don't need to put more money, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, Villa are not entirely comfortable, and it is a metatarsal injury. Villa have been stung by, well, at least one of them before with Jacob Ramsey. I don't want to say ended his Villa career because it didn't, but at the same time, I would suggest that was the start, unfortunately, of his
I agree.
sort of downturn in form. Villa, I don't think it's a situation. It's he might be out for this amount of time. That isn't the issue. I think it's more so what happens if he was to get a reoccurrence, because then you're looking at a proper period out on it. Then it would be a long time. Then you'd be looking at months, like what Ramsey was. His season ended, didn't it? In March or something, or April. Villa have moved on, and they're comfortable to move on as well. So yes, ideally they would have done the obligation and brought him in on loan, spread the cost for the transfers. But if they're not comfortable with it, then they're not going to proceed with it, and that's that one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I've got a list of players here, so I'm going to chalk him off. So there's so much here to get at. It's ridiculous. Let's do Rafa Leao. We're kind of jumping over the timeline a little bit here, but he's on the thumbnail, and you said he'd be one of the bigger talking points. Yeah. I've tried to stay off social media a little bit, which means I'm potentially out the loop here, but I've seen lots of different conflicting reports. Obviously, I've had a chat with you as well. Is the scenario that he maybe would like to sign for Villa from a footballing perspective, but Galatasaray are offering some good money, and maybe Galatasaray and Milan are more happy with a permanent sale, whereas Villa maybe want a loan? Is this just one of those complicated ones that we're just going to have to be patient on? Is it genuine interest? Like, is this, where are we basically?
Yeah, Leao wants to join Villa. That's something that we phoned up yesterday and reported it today as well. Reiterated that is the feeling on Villa's side, and we have that as like that's concrete. Leao wants to play in the Premier League and play for Villa. Would rather play there than play in Turkey, to a point in which he would rather do that and earn less money. However, of course, that doesn't mean he's going to play for free. He's still going to want a high wage, but at least at this stage, it appears that the AC Milan situation is more so of a sticking point, whether Villa can increase the loan fee and maybe even up the obligation for next summer. Let's see. What I would say is that they are exhausting everything they can to try and do this, because Unai wants him and he's been talking to Leao as well, like they're in contact. It's a difficult one because, as I say, Villa obviously are not in a situation where they can just do what another club wants them to do. And for example, Chelsea, like Villa say, we want a record for Morgan Rogers. They say, okay, here's the money. We're not in that situation, and we know we're not, to the point where, we're going to struggle to do this permanently this summer anyway. And again, try and do an obligation and make that suit everyone. But at the same time, it's difficult, because if you're AC Milan, you need to accept the offer that's best for you, right? Not what's best for Leao. I doubt Leao
they might want the money now, right, from Gala.
Well,
whereas if we're offsetting it to next year, that might not suit them.
And of course, there's ways that you can make that sweeter, so pay more over the course of a bigger time frame. But equally, I don't know if there's a situation where Leao I don't think he would outright refuse Galatasaray and completely force a move to Villa, to the point where we're getting late in the window and there's even a risk that he would stay. Like, I don't think we're in that territory yet anyway, but all I know is that he does want to join Villa, and that Villa are going to, and that's why Villa are moving so aggressively for it, or should I say aggressively as they can. Because unfortunately we are restricted. We have other things to do. We're not buying just one player in the last few days of the window. We're also signing Jackson, selling Watkins. We need a new centre back, and Leao was obviously a player that they want to add to that forward line. We can get on to how does he fit? Where does he fit? Does it work?
Left side, no?
Yeah, left side or striker. I would argue that that's probably the least of our needs. In terms of the attack, I've always said right winger. I think it's something that we do need.
And keep talking about,
and we can say with confidence as well that Villa have been trying to get a right winger, but maybe that's now going to be Garnacho's role. And we can
somebody who we've already signed. If there wouldn't be another one after Leao, right?
No,
so one of the ones we've signed is going to have to play on the right side. Now McGinn has obviously been doing that last season.
Yeah. Well, you've got McGinn and you've got Alisson who can do that. It's just the fear is, well, if you need to shuffle McGinn to a different part, you don't want to be left with only Alisson, who is, although I think he's a really good talent, a player who was injury prone so far and is still young. Has played in the Premier League for what? Oh, geez, not. I'm talking minutes, not many minutes at all. So I think ideally you would say Leao's actually left foot and plays on the right wing. But at the same time, I think if we are to bring in this player that is this exciting, I can accommodate that. And I think I can change things to make space for a player who, on his day, is, like a dream signing. He really is. He's getting it out of him, and we said that a lot with Unai. This is the manager that you need to rediscover your best and stuff like that. And with Leao, it's absolutely true as well. Are we doing or have we done one too many? For example, if we do sign Leao, did we need to sign Garnacho? Maybe that will be, as I say, viewed as the right winger now. And I would say, okay, yeah, fine. It's obviously a lot of money to then spend next summer. But yeah, like I want it to happen. I'd say that, and I'm trying to be kind of portray that as a positive message. I think it's an exciting signing should Villa manage to do it. But equally, there's definitely parts where, it's not he slots in there and everything else is sorted and worked out. Firstly, we have new signings. They need to gel from the outset. But then also we have to restructure, because Villa have clearly been quite reactive in this window so far. So Garnacho, I assume, was going to play on the left. All of a sudden, that probably won't happen because Leao would have to play. You have Manzambi as a 10 that you've signed for then a club record fee of 50 million.
McGinn
has to play. So then the thing is, you need options. And when you look at it, if you were to have Leao, Manzambi, McGinn, Jackson on the bench, you have Maggio, you have Garnacho, you have Hemmings, you have Buendia. If I missed anyone, Alisson, yeah. So Goretzka, if he doesn't play, that's very stacked. So it's exciting, absolutely. And looking at that Champions League draw, you probably think we can probably do a couple of Leaos. But no, I did also say, sorry, I'm going on a bit, but I'll finish now. I did also say earlier in the summer, Villa need that X factor, that bit of stardust in their team that we had with Rashford before. Has that been the only time that we've really had that? Oh, Rodgers, of course, as well, last season, sorry. And losing both of those players for different reasons, different points in Unai Emery's tenure. I fear that we don't quite have that yet, because I'm not totally sure that Manzambi will be able to hit it off straight away. We obviously have him again, fine. Garnacho is a bit of a risk. Buendia can be that player, but I think we need another one. So Leao would tick a lot of boxes, but it just depends if Villa can satisfy what Milan want.
There's a comment here from Piano Man, which is exactly the thing I was just thinking. How does Goretzka fit? I don't imagine he's come from Brighton to sit on the bench. Welcome, by the way, to those in the live chat. Over 1,000 people here. The chat is going so quickly, but I'll try and use bits where I can. We've got about 6 more players that we need to speak about, though. Goretzka obviously confirmed today, about 4 o'clock, I think it was, a couple of hours ago, pictured in the shirt, first interview, all that stuff. And it's been in the works for ages, and it's just taken a while to get over the line for whatever reason. But that's done now. Yeah. John, that midfield makeup one, we obviously got a striker, 3 behind, and then 2 in the middle. Kamara obviously plays when fit, and we know he's always picks up an injury. So that I'd be stunned if Kamara plays 50 games. I hope he does, but I don't think he will. Gomez has come in this year for 35 million and looked good in pre-season. Looked like a headless chicken against Brighton, and we'll miss 3 games anyway.
Yeah.
McGinn could play centrally if we're stacked further forward as well. Goretzka has not come to sit on the bench after playing 40-odd games for Bayern Munich last year. He's got loads of experience, highly decorated, won loads of stuff, and will want to play. But I don't know how all that fits in. I know you need options, but are we just kind of being a bit greedy here of well, you've got to have a best 11, but we know you don't. That 11 won't play every single game.
No, I think we need 2 players per position, and they also need to be quality options as well. I wouldn't have been particularly comfortable if the window ended and our options were Joao Gomez, Kamara, Barkley, and and that's
Bogard for now.
Yeah, Bogard.
Lindelof.
We need more, because if Gomez is missing 3 games now, and we'll miss other games, there's injuries. There's what happens with Kamara is out for touchwood doesn't happen, but for weeks for whatever reason, you need quality there. Or what if everyone's just all fit but fatigue, but you're managing a game against Viking, and then whoever
Mighty Viking.
That. Yeah, the Mighty Viking. It's Viking is the reason why Goretzka's come in. It's those games. Oh, we shouldn't be doing that so early, should we? But you get my point. We need quality, and I saw a team sheet from when we beat Brighton 3-0 at the Amex 2 seasons ago when we were balancing the Champions League. The bench was incredibly strong. You had so much strength in depth on that bench. I think you had Anana, you had Marlon, Was Asensio on the bench? Or did he start? I can't quite remember. But it's just stacked, and you think like, whoa, that's exactly what we need now. And I do think sometimes we forget that we are a super ambitious club, even though the financial rules do hold us back. Sawiris is not pumping in all of this money all the time and fighting against these rules for, the kind of fun of it. This is like a proper obsession for him. He wants Villa to be successful and have every chance of being successful. Unai doesn't stick around at Villa if we don't give him what he wants, and he doesn't have a quality squad to work with. So
we need to remember he's not going to quit in a few days when he doesn't get what he wants, as per people on social media always have you believe.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, yes, I'm not saying that because I think he will largely get what he wants. Hopefully that's Leao. If it's not, then we will go again for another, I'm sure. Don't get me wrong, again, we have been reactive in this window and it's all a bit late and a bit, Tammy signed for 18 mil and now was going on a loan to Ipswich. Like, it's not all ideal, but Unai wanted that and he got it, So we're always going to fund Unai's dream to the point that we could do no more. Because
Yeah, fair enough. I've forgotten about Tammy on our list.
In terms of Goretzka, he's versatile, can do different things. And I would also add, we mentioned before, Tielemans can play as a 6 and then bump up to the 10 if we need that for certain games or in certain points of games or away at Old Trafford or something. We want, some more legs. You probably don't need too many legs at Old Trafford at the moment, to be fair, to combat their midfield. But what I'm trying to say, like, different solutions for different games. He can do different things, and that is, positive.
Couple of comments. 1874 Villain says Leao isn't coming to sit on the bench. Be realistic. I suppose that should be the attitude of everybody, don't know. Every player that joins Villa shouldn't be happy to sit on the bench. And if they all are playing well, that's the benefit to Villa. And it's up to Unai to sort it out basically and manage that. Yeah. Let's talk about Tammy just very quickly because you've already mentioned him. Yeah, odd, I suppose, to replace Marlon with Tammy in January, and that's the one Unai wants, and we back it and we spend 80 million. He gets his shoulder injury, scores a couple of goals, the Sunderland one probably the most important, and then 6 months later we ship him off to a relegation contender. It doesn't look great, does it?
No, of course not. We've obviously sold Marlon because he didn't work for Unai's system.
And he wanted to go and play games as well.
Yeah, and then he wanted to play as number 9. So the whole Marlon thing, I was comfortable with that because simply he clearly was not going to play as a number 9 for Villa. And Emery was fine to offload him. The issue is that we've then brought in a striker in Tammy who hasn't worked really, has it? Yeah, he's made a few good contributions for us, and for that,
I don't think he's at the right level, to be honest. I do like him.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did well for Ipswich, to be fair. Or when I say do well, we literally score a few goals to help them stay up. If that happens, I wouldn't be shocked.
No, not at all.
But as you said there, Dan, the level is different between Villa and Ipswich, though. And Tammy will be aware of that as well. So, we've brought in a striker and try to make it work. Unai had his eye on Abraham for different windows before that. Good luck to him. That's all I can say. It's not his fault that he was bought for 18 million. Had we signed him for 4, we'd all be saying, cracking piece of business, that. And it's a low fee. It's not his fault that we paid that amount of money. So I have nothing against Tammy whatsoever. If anything, our feelings towards him should have grown. He's helped us ultimately to get back in the top 4. And although didn't play a lot in the Europa League, has still won a trophy with the club. So I'm glad it happened, but not for the money that we paid to make it happen.
Gary says he never played, Dan. Oh, yeah. There's a reason for that.
Tammy.
Yeah. If Emery doesn't think he's good enough, he won't play him, will he? So if he's not going to play, you need to get rid of him because he's on good wages and we need to distribute those wages elsewhere. If Tammy going unlocks someone else, or maybe not directly because it doesn't really work like that, but you know what I mean? Like his wages will now go towards the pot to fund the rebuild.
Yeah, and you've got Madjo, haven't you? That's the thing. Yeah, I can imagine.
He's so highly rated, isn't he? That
I can imagine in 10 years if Tammy's doing some punditry and he's talking about Madjo in a Champions League final, he'll say, "Oh yeah, he ended my Villa career," sort of thing. Like, it'll be that
in 2036, guys. What a prediction that is.
Yeah.
Let's stick with strikers. Philly Davison says, "Is Jackson done?" Let's talk about them together. Jackson, deal agreed. You did a walk and talk. Had his medical.
Having it today. I don't know when it finished. Okay. Medical has started. I don't know when it finishes.
Okay, medical should be done, you assume. Hopefully passed. Let's see. That makes it sound like there's some doubt around it, but you know what I mean. you did a walk and talk last night that we posted to YouTube only, so not to the Spotify feed. So, kind of maybe talk on our old ground here for the YouTube audience. So that was agreed yesterday. Watkins is off to Saudi and gone today, I think. The finances, by the way, we've not spoken about this in huge detail. 50-odd million for Watkins, which you could go back to the archives for Claret and Blue and see us, I'm sure, talking about the great year that Watkins had, which was the one before last, of, when's the right time to sell him and what's he worth? And we'd probably have said about 50 then, I think.
Yeah.
We're now 2 years on from that. And for 75% of last season, he was not good enough. And people were saying, get rid of him at the end of the season. Don't care, he's rubbish, he's washed, he's Ollie Watkins, Floppy Watkins, and all that crap. The idea of getting 50 million for him last Christmas would have been mental, right? Did I say Floppy Watkins? Yeah, I didn't know. What? Wally Flopkins. I should get it right, yeah. The idea of getting 50
on this podcast. We know that.
Good. Oh, that's not going to go away, is it? Sorry, Ty. If you're struggling with your, I'm not going to do it. Sorry, Floppy. The idea of getting 50 odd million for Watkins last Christmas would be like, no chance. You're not going to get that for him. He's 31 next year. Like, his contract's running down. His form's terrible. So the money for him, I know it's Saudi, but I'm very happy with that. He's never going to be worth more than that again.
Yeah, sorry.
Nicholas Jackson, on the other hand, who is 5 years younger, Premier League experience, played for Chelsea and Bayern, scored goals, and whether we think he's the perfect replacement or not, we will wait and see. I'm sure his wages are good, but so will Watkins is. He's coming in, who's someone who's worked with Unai before. Unai loves him. He loves Unai. That all sounds pretty good. Less than the fee we're receiving for Watkins. So forget your amortisation, which makes this deal good anyway. We're paying less for him than Watkins with £17 million of add-ons, which I don't think I've ever seen before, add-ons that amount. And I'm sure that's Champions League qualification and appearances or goals or whatever.
Mm.
But if those add-ons are paid, it's because he's been good for Villa. So this is on paper at least, whether we'll see it on the football pitch, it's a good bit of business.
Yeah.
We've won the business transfer window bit, whether he's a good footballer or not, also.
Yeah, some of those add-ons will be easier to achieve than other ones. And I assume that the bulk of them are easier to achieve than not, because Chelsea wanted 65.
Yeah.
So I imagine
it'll get up to 60 quite easily, I think.
I reckon it, give or take. But even then, had we signed him for 60 and sold Watkins for 50, we'd be saying the same things.
Yeah.
So, the Saudi teams, they bought Duran for big money. Was it 68 or something? They were thereabouts, and add-ons to 75, which I imagine probably didn't go anywhere near that. But yeah, they've done well for us, I suppose, in the context of us generating money. Diaby as well was 50.5, I think. So, Villa have made a lot of money from Saudi Arabian football teams. Yeah, it's a good deal. I won't go over old ground necessarily, but said before, I think it will be a top signing for Villa. I back Jackson to do well. And doing well for Villa, I think, is ballpark of 15 goals.
Yeah,
for your striker, I think. Give or take, maybe get to 20 in all comps. That would signal a strong first season for Jackson, and I think he'll be in and around that 15 Premier League goals mark, or 13, 15 goals, something like that, which would be good. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. Unai's got his main man as well. I think that's something that we need to sort of stress. Quite often the Villa, unfortunately, lose out on their main target because for different reasons, finances, and maybe we have to be reactive. Like, we maybe want this left back, but for different reasons we can't quite move for them yet. They've gone. Okay, now we're gonna have to do this one. Nicholas Jackson has been Emery's main target to replace Ollie Watkins for as long as I can remember. Yeah. So I'm very happy with that. And Jackson loves Emery. Emery loves Jackson. Sounds like some sort of school ground thing. I'm delighted with it, really. And the deal itself, I think, is a good one.
Yeah, the UEFA stuff, forget about it. It'll be sorted. Right, Villa, Chelsea, UEFA will all be aware of what's going on. Don't worry yourselves about it. It'll either be that Villa have lost some of the profit on Rodgers and they're okay with that, or they found a workaround.
They'll just get it excused. It's
whatever. It doesn't matter. The club will deal with that side of it. We want to see this guy scoring 20 goals with Villa.
Ultimately,
about the rest.
Yeah, ultimately, we're going to have Nicholas Jackson up front for us, and I think that's a good thing. We'll have Maggio behind him. I think that's a very good combination, not just for this season. I'm talking like 3 years down the line.
Yeah.
Even then, Jackson will be like 28. Maggio will be
younger than Watkins still.
A teenager still. That's still a really strong. For me anyway, I'd like to think so, unless Maggio tears it up and goes for 200 million next summer or the summer after, we're set there, aren't we?
Yeah.
And if there is if there is a change, I joke there, but if there is a change, then it would be huge money. I imagine that one of those two players goes for.
Even Jackson, if he had a couple of good seasons, you'd like to think you could get more than 60 for him, because, like you say, be 27, 28. So, feels like good business. Let's see him score some goals, please. Just on the Emery loving him and stuff. Do you remember the Dean Smith and Ollie Watkins reunion video? I hope we see something similar of Unai and Jackson at Bodymore Heath, kind of greeting each other.
Yeah.
There was a video. I can't remember who the player was. It was this season. It might have been Garnacho. And Emery gave like the footballer, the classic footballer handshake. He did that, and then he slapped him on the back and the chest. And it was the most satisfying. We've got to go and find it. It's the most satisfying three: handshake, chest, on the back, pat, get in there, son, go and score some goals. I want to see that between Jackson and Emery.
If we ask Unai tomorrow, is Jackson available, and he says he's got a neck injury?
I slapped him so hard on the back. Just on his availability, the kind of deadline for new signings is, we think, midday before the Friday before match weekend. So if they're playing on the Monday, the deadline is still the Friday. If he's had his medical, you'd expect the paperwork's done today or early morning, and he would be available to be registered and play against Arsenal. Is he fit? Has he had pre-season? I've not obviously been keeping tabs.
Yeah,
would he be ready?
He has featured from. In fact, I think quite a few Chelsea fans was talking about how sharp he looked in Australia, I think. But then he has been training.
Gomez looks sharp in pre-season, so it doesn't necessarily mean much.
Yeah. I think it's more of a injury prevention thing. We've got to be careful, because if he's not fully fit, I don't want to take any risks. I'd rather sacrifice a game against Arsenal to make sure that Jackson isn't going to be injured for 3 weeks with a calf strain or something, if that is even a time frame for those injuries. But yeah, let's just be careful with him. If he's available for Arsenal, then great. But I just... Yeah.
Score a hat-trick against Hull. That'll do, won't it?
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah.
What about Maggio? Obviously, there'll be a presser he'll be asked about. Is there any chance he could be available for Arsenal if Jackson isn't?
As of last week, let's say no. But who knows in football? Let's see. But no, I wouldn't have thought that would be the case. I think it was more so a sort of mid-September job. Emery did say in his post-match against Brighton, he worded it something along the lines of, Manzambi's going to be back with us soon, but he'll need like a couple of weeks to kind of get back up to speed and, and maybe a little bit longer to sort of, get in the groove of what we're doing here. And then he said, Maggio, he'll need like a few more days or a few days more or something. But that was interpreted, I think, with information as well from the days previously, that was more of he might need a few more days on Manzambi. But again, let's see tomorrow. Let's see what Una has to say. So don't take what I'm saying and what I'm taking. Sorry, my God. Don't take what I'm saying there as gospel. Just wait for Unai tomorrow. But
yeah. Manzambi was
don't count on it at all.
Manzambi was pictured on the grass, wasn't he, on his Instagram?
Yeah. Well, we said
posted today. I don't know when he was back on the grass.
He's been on the grass for a little bit, but he's not in group training or anything like that. So
yeah. Okay. Right. Next on the list, we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4 players to talk about. Emi Martinez is on the thumbnail. What's the latest with him? We all know he needs to go because of his wages, etc. Since we did our last episode, he was offered, or his representatives offered him to Chelsea, as we were talking about that morning, of like, surely someone like Chelsea would like Martinez. Their goalkeepers aren't very good. Everyone's touting them to be better this year and maybe even have a title challenge, but not with Robert Sanchez in goal. Emi Martinez in goal, decent, despite getting older, etc., etc. Now, if you think Chelsea are going to win the league, I don't put us as a challenger with Chelsea. If you think we're going to finish top 6 and so are Chelsea, then they are a challenger. And should we be helping them with Martinez? No. Can we hold on to Martinez and sink his wage for 6 months? Also, no, I don't think. So what happens with that? Is there any chance he does stay till January and maybe play somewhere or not?
Can you see that little figure in the top right of the screen, Dan?
Just about, yeah. Is that Emi Martinez? Is it?
Yeah, unfortunately it is, yeah. Oh, don't do that. What if I had...
You're wearing no clothes or something. If you need help with your little blue pill, John.
All sorts of... What's in your cabinets? It's little Martinez. But... yeah.
Just chuck it away then.
The Chelsea... No, I was gifted actually by my partner's dad, so I won't do that. I'll give it him back.
What was his name again?
Eusebio.
Eusebio, that's it. Yeah, good stuff.
Very good.
I want to say Estevao.
Hey?
I wanted to say Estevao because I'm still thinking about Chelsea players.
Yeah. That would be weird, wouldn't it, if you grown man? Well, no, I don't know. Anyway, I think with Martinez, the loan thing's interesting. I don't know if you're aware of
go on,
that situation, Dan. So there is a possibility that he could go out on loan to Chelsea
with an obligation. You'd expect.
Would you prefer? What was that? Was that you?
I just had a drink, so it's just made my throat go a bit funny.
Nice. Would you prefer to loan Martinez out or sell him? Think about it.
What do you mean? Think about it. Like there's a wrong answer here. Is there presumably?
It's not a right answer, but
is it both the same club?
What do you mean?
Is it loan to Chelsea or sell to Chelsea, or is it?
Yes, yeah, no, sorry, yeah. Would you rather sell to Chelsea or loan to Chelsea?
Sell. I don't want him being crap and having to come back.
No, I get that. I just think if we're talking minimal money and money that Villa don't need. No, I think I'm probably being too dramatic here. The point I was trying to make is that we wouldn't play him twice next season.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I was thinking more so of like sell him to Chelsea, so you kind of the deal is done, but you still have to play him or loan him to Inter Miami, and you never see him again.
I was trying to be edgy. Didn't come off. I would take the money.
Try again next time, mate.
I would take the money, and if that's the money that unlocks another player or increases the loan fee for Leao or whatever it may be, then do it. But Chelsea's point of view, they'll say, "Well, look, we could probably bring in another keeper, but we've gone this far down the line without using another keeper that isn't Sanchez. You need to get rid of him because we know that his wages you can't carry this season. Sorry." So I feel a little bit powerless in the situation, but this way, I'd much rather just loan him out than keep him. So I'll be totally honest, I'm happy just to whatever happens with that, be gone.
Yeah, up the Villa Lee says, "Do you two do this PI5ED? You can barely get a coherent sentence out." Yeah, this isn't water, by the way. It's just neat vodka.
What did you say?
PI5ED. He's done it to kind of get past the swearing or swearing, whatever. Drunk. No, it's just live, and I'm distracted by the chat, and we've got so much to get through that I don't really know where to go next, to be honest. So we're just kind of working our way through it. I hope that how we feel is how everyone feels. A bit frazzled. Too much going on. Don't really know where to look next.
And we always say, like, we're kind of just enjoying the ride here. Things will change, and you will probably see those changes when they happen.
Yeah, I'm glad that
we won't be live.
Yeah, I'm glad that those are watching live, to be honest, because this is the best place to get it. It could be out of date in a few hours. The sell/loan thing, I'm going to try and tie in a little bit with Jack Grealish, right? Now, links last night that Villa might have tabled a loan offer or have loan interest, and then today a bit like actually he prefers Everton. We spoke about Grealish so many times. I don't think that ever happens anyway. I don't think I just don't think it makes sense for him to come back now. I think that boat has sailed. But the kind of sell/loan him thing is interesting from City's perspective. We can't loan him because we've done our domestic loans, right? Wan-Bissaka and Garnacho. So we couldn't loan Jack. Man City probably want to sell him to get the wages off their books, and he will take a wage reduction, obviously. But clubs like us, Sunderland and Everton, would want to loan him because they don't want to pay the full wages, right? They can get City to pay some of them.
Yeah.
So those clubs would probably want to loan him, whereas Villa can't loan him, and we're probably not going to buy him. So I don't think Grealish return makes any sense anyway. I think he'd like to go back to Everton. I think he was really well liked there. But I said to you yesterday when we toyed with the idea of should we do a late night podcast last night, Sunderland does feel like quite a nice fit. I expect them not to have a great season this year, but a bit of that kind of Villa promoted era of like Grealish is the big dog. I'm not necessarily saying that Sunderland is that for him, but he would go in there as a big name and a bit of a star man kind of thing. He'd get to play in Europe still. Yeah. Like kind of one club, City, big club, big stadium. They would love him. He would kind of, I can see that. I think it'll be Everton, but it won't be Villa, right?
Yeah, obviously Villa are going for, or have been going for, Leao.
You're right, John. What's distracted you?
Truth be told, Sky Sports is Rob Jones. That's what distracted me.
Bloody hell, Rob.
Not a professional. In fact, phone down. Yeah, Villa have obviously gone for Leao as their prime target here. And if they view Grealish as an option, then okay. But, as we always say, there's 3 boxes that need to be ticked, both clubs and then the player as well. I don't even know if Jack would be open.
I don't think
coming back to Villa. Obviously, there's a lot that's happened since he's gone. I think obviously most fans, some would probably suggest otherwise, but should he be holding up a shirt? Everyone, I think, would welcome it. I mean, you saw last night when one little link from Fabrizio Romano, and everyone thought, God, you got to get him back. It's got to happen. I don't think it does. From a football perspective, I don't think it makes sense. If this was not Jack Grealish and it was someone else, exactly the same situation, it doesn't make sense for Villa. In football terms, should he join?
Especially having to buy him as well. If a loan was on the table, I could understand that, but we can't loan him anyway.
I would probably get caught up in the whole, this is a mega story, because it is. And everything that comes with that, Jack coming back in Champions League and all of that. It's a great story, absolutely. But does it make Villa better? Not in the way that I think we need to try and, improve, should we say. And I will stand by what I said earlier and before about Leao. I'm not totally convinced that is also exactly what we need, but I'm more willing to see Leao and his profile improve Villa and move things around, Garnacho on the right if that needs to happen, or X, Y, Z, than Grealish, because Leao's a goal threat. He's physically very good. He's tall. He can, be useful in both boxes. He has that Stardust quality that I think maybe Jack has lost a little bit, and you've obviously got the injuries situation as well. So I don't think it's something that Villa should be doing. But equally, there'd be a massive. I don't know.
If it was to happen, there'd be a big clamour for him, and the shirt sales and all that.
We would do a podcast, and we would probably be, talking about how much this is a massive thing, a massive story. But the actual football, a decision, I think there's definitely other players that we should be going for instead.
Yeah, I completely agree. Linux UK says, any news on Konsa's replacement? So, centre-back chat. We spoke about Ordonez at the very top. That leaves us with Howard Bellis as the players that have been linked. And Todibo from West Ham, which is something that happened yesterday. And again, we thought, should we do something? I've said this a few times, and I probably had the same kind of reaction to Lindelof last year, to be fair, but we can't always use the Lindelof example of sometimes it works out, because sometimes it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
But I look at Todibo and go, really? Is that what we're replacing Konsa with?
Yeah, I agree on Todibo. It's difficult because obviously he had a lot of pedigree when he
before West Ham.
Marseille, Nice, I think it was.
Yeah. Cool.
But but I didn't like that he refused to play for West Ham last season. I just don't like that. And I said in my walk and talk, Villa have built strength in that dressing room and a real winning culture now. And it's been ripped out in terms of different players, but the main important people are still there. McGinn, if people haven't watched the overlap, then do, because he was really good on that. Spoke about how, unfortunately, he's lost a few allies in the dressing room in terms of dealing with different groups of people, and Todibo would come in and be a friend to Kamara. But nah, not for me. We should be doing better than that, I think, even if we are held back by the rules. In terms of Howard Bellis, though, as I said previously, Villa and Southampton weren't that far apart in terms of valuations. You're not talking £15 million like some of the big deals can be. So if Villa can stretch for him, then I'm sure they will, because he was obviously a player they've gone for. They've missed out, they've moved on, I suppose, from Ordonez. And if Todibo's a third option, I'm hoping that we'd sign Howard Bellis. It's not to suggest that Todibo's, not capable at all of playing for us. I just don't think it would be an adequate replacement for Konsa.
Yeah, I completely agree. There's a few people in the chat talking about Matteo Moretto, new Leao tweet. Forgive my ignorance here, is Matteo Moretto a good source, John?
He is, yeah. Mateo's
He is?
good.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know. People in the comments suggesting that he has said that Villa are working with Milan to try and work out a permanent deal for Leao. So
Right.
I don't know whether we'd already spoke about that earlier, to be honest.
Yeah,
The
well,
situation is that he wants to play for Villa. Villa probably want a loan.
Yeah.
Milan want a sale. So something needs to give somewhere.
Yeah, well, as we mentioned earlier in the pod, to what extent can Villa manoeuvre this situation? Again, as we said from the top, Leao wants to play for Villa. He would rather play for Villa than Galatasaray, and is okay to join Villa with less wages as well. Now, can Villa squeeze their budget or manoeuvre things, as I say, to get that deal to work, be it on a permanent or be it on a loan, high loan, maybe a very high loan with an obligation? Whatever that looks like, Milan will have a figure of, okay, we will accept this summer and maybe that summer or every. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like with oh god, there's so many different deals. Like the Watkins and Jackson one. That isn't a straight thing of Villa value Ollie Watkins at this price. It's what we value Ollie Watkins at to get us the next player. If you get my point, I'm sure we would have probably sold Ollie Watkins for 40 million pounds had we already had the replacement in the door, because that's still good money for Ollie Watkins. No, we need more to get this player. Milan, I'm sure, will be in a similar position. We will accept this now because we need to do this to our squad. So it's all. Do you know what I mean? It's not just a fixed valuation. That will be based on so many different factors, and hopefully they can manoeuvre it. And Villa can get the man. Let's see.
Yeah. If that's like if Leao now needs to be permanent, does that mean that the centre back needs to be a loan? Is it kind of one or the other?
But you're now moving into a territory of you're trying to replace Ezri Konsa, who is arguably England's best centre back, with why are we like 5 days the window left, and we're asking clubs to part with their presumably very good defender on a loan. Here's one for you. I don't know. We'll be late on Disasi. So I'm being serious, mate. I don't actually think he's a bad player at centre back. I think right back he was kind of thrown out.
I'm scarred by that game.
Sorry. But and it's too late now. It's gone to Palace. But my point being, are we now at a point where the options for centre back, if it isn't going to be Harwood Bellis, because as you say, we have to now readjust funds, do we now need to shop at those, I don't know, big six clubs and try and take one on loan or try and resurrect another career? I think it's a risky game because I'm not a massive fan of our defence right now. Let's put it that way. Torres.
Well, let's see. So, is there anything in him being a genuine option?
Though, isn't he? He's young. Yeah, he's a good player, but we're replacing Ezri Konsa in a Champions League season. We've got Viking.
It doesn't feel great this window to me, and I don't want to be kind of doom and gloom back. Firstly, it's not finished, and secondly, the players we signed might go on to be really good for us. But agreeing to get rid of Konsa to Arsenal, you feel like, well, surely, one in, one out. We must have something lined up. I think you've frozen, John, by the way, if you can still hear me. How do you then kind of have this sense of scrambling around for a centre half? He has frozen. Brilliant. Thanks, John. Thanks for leaving me in the dirge. Like Villa are with Konsa and centre backs. Do you know what I mean? For those that are still watching. Here he is. He can sort himself out. Here he is. What happened? What I was saying, John, sorry, was that you sell Konsa, so surely you've got something lined up. And I know it's the one in, one out thing, but Konsa goes to the Premier League champions for the good money, and we're kind of scrambling around going, hang on a minute. I could use a name. No. Thanks for that, John. They don't need a little blue pill, do they? And that's why we don't put comments on the screen, John. You see me never press those buttons?
Do you want to subscribe then?
Who thought it would all get silly once Kendrick had gone? Jesus Christ. Anyway, it feels like we're scrambling for centre backs, and that is not a good position to be in. Why does this not feel more set than it is?
Sorry, what did you get up to? I don't know where you got up to in my answer. But yeah, I'm concerned that Pau isn't a great defender. He's a very good ball-playing defender, but not, you know what I'm trying to say. I like Lindelof, yeah, I do. But he needs, obviously, competition, absolutely. And really, a player is probably better than Lindelof. And again, we haven't got long here. So hopefully Villa have got something up the sleeve.
Kamara at centre-back?
No.
Okay, good. Is there anyone we haven't spoke about? We've done 50 minutes. I think we've done most things. Things that
dunno,
have actually got stuff
what's
in them
on the
anyway.
list?
Every time my list is done, I just wondered if we've missed anything.
Don't think so. I think we covered pretty much everything for now anyway. Again, all of this is live, not just the podcast, but the transfer activity. It's all a live situation. So bear that in mind. And yeah,
Leon Bailey,
we will.
I
don't know anything about Leon Bailey at the moment, apart from when I checked in with it last, probably a couple of weeks ago now. It wasn't a situation that nobody wanted Leon Bailey. So I'm hoping that's Yeah. Well, we have been in a situation before though where we were really struggling to find suitors for anyone. Of course, it's a different situation. Those interested clubs wanting Leon Bailey for the wage that he also wants to have, So hopefully towards the end of the window, either those demands have been reduced or whatever it may be, so we can get that move because he needs it. Villa needs to get him off as well. But I would say this: if come the end of the window, Villa do get rid of Bailey, it sounds harsh, but if he goes, Martinez goes and Watkins goes and Tammy goes, it's a lot of wages, of wages, because when those contracts were signed, they were all pretty much at the peak of their powers, weren't they? So, apart from Tammy, of course, but we wasn't on a small cut by any means. So Villa will take off a lot of wages there, but equally, that doesn't mean that we can just blow 250k a week on a player. You completely ruin your wage structure, wouldn't it? So, yeah, it's just the centre back that's a concern. And obviously, I want Leao through the door. That'd be great if we can get him, Jackson, Manzambi, McGinn. Lots of different options there. And I was previously concerned, literally like 48 hours ago, Dan, I think with the podcast, and we said I'm not sure about our attacking options yet. We need to do more, and we have, and hopefully will. And now
in the back of the mind, Ordonez might be the centre half, and that'll all kind of be okay. And then all of a sudden that changes.
Yeah, well, that was the direction of travel, wasn't it? The midfield, I think, is pretty much set in terms of options. The attack will be if Leao can join. It's just that centre back now. But when you're losing a commanding presence like Konsa, it's I want to say commanding. It's in a different way. It's not a loud leader or anything like that, but it was a calm presence. We've got a new goalkeeper. We have a new left back who I imagine will play quite often in Ruggieri. There's a lot of change there, and we do need to make sure we get the right one in. So yeah, I think that's pretty much where we are for now.
Okay, right, John, I'm going to wrap up there. That's 52 minutes. Actually, just before we do, let's do a bit of a couple of silly bits, as if the rest of it wasn't silly nonsense. Do you want to share the pitch you told me about, a podcast idea that involved me switching off? See if anyone fancies it.
Yeah. Well, Dan complains quite a lot about the transfer window and the constant updates. And to be fair, I get it. Like, it's quite exhausting, and you're going from one place to the other.
Is pretty.
Yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, it's been a mad window. But I said to you, turn your phone off then and don't take in any Villa news. This was a couple of days ago until the deadline, and we would just do a show where I tell you what has happened, or tell you all the stories about we've come this far and but then actually rejected us or whatever. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, I think it would have made a good pod. But Dan thought his dad would have messaged him on WhatsApp about different things.
I'll get it spoiled somewhere. I mean, I haven't been to the gym for this week, but they've got big screens in there with the news on. Like, what if I go in and it's Rashford joins Villa? I was like, no, good deal, but I've spoiled the podcast.
No.
The only thing that's stopping me from doing it genuinely is that we play Arsenal on the Monday night. Like, a player that I don't know about could sign and play in that game, and that would.
What would you do? What'd you do? Dan, you're not going to do a podcast on them?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I think if we were playing tonight, a Friday night or something like that, I might switch off till Tuesday, but I don't think we can do it. Yoggington, great suggestion. Good idea. You could have done some fake stories as well, and I could have decided which is true.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that kind of vibe we would have gone for, but I just don't think the timing of it works, sadly.
Yeah. It's a shame, because it's such irons in the fire and all of that. A lot Jackson obviously will happen now, but yeah, shame. We've signed 3 players. Which ones?
So it goes the other way as well. If you say we signed 3 and I go Jackson, Harwood, Bellis and Leao, and you go, yeah, I'd go, well, yeah, we spoke about that last week. And that was a massive anticlimax then.
Yeah, but you would feel, if it was that, I would lie or something.
Okay, right.
For content. And you were going to Villa Park the next day. And be expecting
for Leao,
Harvey Barnes.
Has he signed a new contract?
Yeah, good knowledge.
Yeah, good. Oh, thanks, man. British Mick says, Townley could just stop holding back the info he already has and we could just do the podcast now. Have you got anything, John, that we haven't told us?
No,
anything back?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
As I say, like, if things can change, like, within one phone call or
we've done 55 minutes. I'm amazed nothing's changed today.
Yeah. Well, as I say, all of it's live. So, yeah, if you like transfers, then I'm sure you're excited. If you don't,
yeah.
Like you're not enjoying this period at all.
No, I'm looking forward to everything being set.
Yeah, same.
Right, we'll wrap up there. It's approaching 7 o'clock. We said we wanted to be finished by 8 because I was like, I don't want to clash this GTA thing on Netflix as if it's like some big cultural thing. People will be in for it or they won't. Just a little kind of tidbit to the lore of John Townley, this kind of concept that you're a bit of an oddball or whatever because you only eat chicken and rice or you play football by yourself or you sell your Easter eggs and all that. I said, like, we should do this podcast and we should probably finish before 8 because this is a big thing. And you were like, yeah, I quite like GTA. Like, I just like driving around like a normal person and like just like following the traffic lights and stuff. Like, yeah, I can see that for you.
It's genuinely therapeutic. Seriously, it is.
I see what you mean, but you can just like blast a rocket launcher around and that's fun, isn't it, to be honest?
Yeah, it is. What concerns me is that if this GTA is like really realistic, because it apparently is, all of that sort of stuff, is that not like bordering on calm down?
Yeah,
like, is it a bit too? I don't know what they're going to do. And leave, by the way, audience, if you don't want to hear this, we won't be long anyway. But do you know what I mean? I think
it's like you're gonna feel a little bit guilty almost, a bit like, if I just took that a bit too far, that was a bit too realistic, like that machine gun or whatever.
Yeah,
we're gonna get banned from YouTube, by the way, for talking about this.
We do have news actually. Friend of the show, Matt Law.
Oh, hang on a minute, we're back in football. Hold on a minute, come back, everybody.
He loves GTA as well. No, we're not. Matt Law has said that Chelsea have agreed a deal worth £7.5 million to sign Martinez from Villa.
Okay, that is news. £7.5 million.
Yeah, is there a chance you could clip this up and put it earlier in the podcast when we start talking about him?
It's live. No.
I'll see if there's anything added to that we can talk about, but probably not in this episode.
Chelsea have agreed £7.5 million deal to sign Martinez. So what was the Juventus offer? That was euros, wasn't it? Less than that.
Yeah, you're looking at a measly like £6 million. Like, yeah. But my point earlier was mainly, if Chelsea were only going to bid, let's say, 6 million, do we need all that money? 7.5, I think, is actually it's not a bad price really for Martins, considering that the position that we're in. I'm sure Villa would rather have 10 or thereabouts. Obviously, they weren't going to get that now, so £7.5 million. If that's going to unlock Rafa Leao or a centre back, then yes.
Yeah, I guess the wages off the books. It's needed to come for 2 windows.
When did Chelsea play Villa?
Don't know. Don't care, to be honest. Really. I love for those that are watching this not on watching it on catch up and they've got to get through the GTA segment to get to the Martinez bit. that tickles me.
We hadn't finished the point, but I don't think we need to. February 27th, always 27th. That's when Martinez will return to Villa Park should he complete a move to Chelsea, and we go to Stamford Bridge on the 19th of December.
Okay, nice. Okay. Right, we will wrap up there. John, thank you very much for joining me on this episode as always and giving up an hour of your time. Thanks to the 1,500 people that tuned in live. We appreciate you tuning in our podcast. I don't know whether any of the other Villa podcasters talking about GTA, but we cover everything here as best we can. Right, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. We'll be back potentially tomorrow. We'll have a look and see what happens. There'll be an Arsenal preview at some point as well. Not sure what day yet. And then the post-match show, our first home game post-match show without Kendrick. We will do something on Monday night. Not sure yet who that'll be. Deadline day Tuesday, we'll have plenty of coverage there. And John, on Wednesday, we're going to do our season preview. 2 games into the season, but it'll all be set. We'll know what's what. We can give our thoughts and feelings on how things have gone. So pretty much daily episodes, I would say, coming up from Claret and Blue over the next 4 or 5 days. And that's that. John, what's tickled you? What are you smiling about?
No, just
Bob Jones again, is it?
Yeah, Rob and Jacob. It's interesting, interesting group chat.
Okay.
And not for the reasons that you might think it's interesting.
Yeah, there's no info in there. Just talking about GTA.
Far from it.
Right, okay, that'll do. Thanks everyone for watching or listening to this episode of Claret and Blue, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.